Live from the most watched station in West Texas, you're watching CBS 7 News, the breaking news and weather authority. CBS 7 Morning News starts now.
Good morning. Welcome back to CBS 7 Morning News. Happy Tuesday to you and your family. We appreciate you being here. We're going to check in with Craig Stewart right now, talk a little bit about the temps before we jump into the news of the day. And Craig's already starting out warm in several locations.
Yeah, really all across West Texas, we're seeing temperatures in the mid to upper 70s right now. Some areas are getting lucky, you're in the lower 70s, but for the most part, it is a warm start to a very hot day. And taking a look at what we have going on around the area right now as you look out over the Pecos area. And again, the sun's starting to rise and temperatures, they're on the way up, and the chance of rain, it's still in the forecast. Kind of show you real quickly what we have going on. Loop over the last hour of some showers. Now those thunderstorms kind of getting a little bit more lightning strikes out there, but it's down into the Big Bend area, mainly in rural areas. So that's not a whole lot going on, but current conditions outdoors, there you are, the upper 70s. Odessa, Midland, Big Spring 72, 73 for Kermit and Wink. Andrews 73, Mountain Lock 69, Fort Stockton 77 right now, and you might go down a degree or two unless you're around the rain. Then you go down a little bit more than that, but otherwise it's going to warm up, and it's going to warm up rapidly. We'll tell you about that. We'll tell you about triple digits and the heat that we are expecting the rest of this week.
Thank you very much, Craig. Breaking news overnight. Dispatch confirms to CBS 7 that a crash was fatal on 38th Street and Andrews Highway. Take a look at the scene. This happened just after midnight this morning. Officers are still gathering evidence to determine exactly what caused the crash, but once again, we do know there was one fatality in this crash. We will continue to bring you more information as it becomes available throughout the day. This morning, the FBI is following up on more than 100 leads, and forensic specialists are still processing the crime scene at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando. We're also hearing incredible stories of survival and acts of heroism following the deadliest shooting rampage in U.S. history. CBS News correspondent Kenneth Craig has the latest.
Thousands lit candles, cried and shared hugs during a vigil for the 49 victims of the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando Monday night. Carlos LeBron's close friend, Oscar Aracena Montero, was among those killed, and his sister barely made it out of the gay nightclub alive.
Thankfully, she's okay. She was able to escape. I love her so much.
Omar Mateen opened fire on partygoers early Sunday morning. Police later killed him during a gun battle. The FBI says Mateen appeared to be self-radicalized.
We see no indication that this was a plot directed from outside the United States.
Mateen's father says he was homophobic.
But at least one clubgoer claims that Mateen had been inside the club at least a dozen times before carrying out the massacre. Investigators have yet to confirm that report.
Luis Bourbano feels remorse that he survived. Seconds after he escaped the club, Bourbano stopped to help a stranger.
His arm was split in two, forearm, and he had a gash wound on his side, and I quickly took off my shirt, used it as a tourniquet, and just comforted him, talked to him, distracted him from being negative.
Surgeons tell CBS News the hospitalized victims are expected to recover. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Orlando.
Tomorrow, the president will travel to Orlando, Florida to pay his respects to the victims' families. The mass shooting in the Orlando nightclub has raised concern as to how prepared the basin is if something like this was to happen. Midland County Sheriff Gary Painter spoke to CBS 7 on how local law enforcement would handle a similar situation and what you can do to keep yourself safe.
We have officers trained. If something comes up, if they rear their ugly head, we're going to send them to hell.
With Sheriff Gary Painter speaking. Tracking crime, an Ector County Sheriff's deputy is caught red-handed. Our news partners at the Odessa American obtained the arrest affidavit, that is, for Oscar Limon. It states that he took photos of undercover investigators and sent them to game rooms in the area. Limon was interviewed by a member of Homeland Security and the FBI, where he admitted to taking the photos and tipping off a game room operator in Odessa. Lamone added that he sent the photos in an attempt to make the owner believe agents were investigating him. On a later date, one of the owner's employees paid Lamone with $200 that was stored inside of a cigarette pack. According to the arrest affidavit, in 2014, that same owner paid Lamone to tell him when game room raids would be conducted, leading the owner to shut down the entire room for a month at one point as raids took place in Ector County. Well, the doors are now open to the public for a Who's Mexican food restaurant after the business was closed due to a salmonella outbreak. The restaurant reopened Saturday morning. We learned that there are 25 probable cases of salmonella and that there have been several confirmed. Who's employees are being tested to ensure that none of them are carriers, but are actually, we did find out that 7 of them have been confirmed to have salmonella. A New Mexico man is charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder in the shooting deaths of his wife and 4 daughters. Roswell police identified the victims Monday as 34-year-old Cynthia Villegas and her daughters, 14-year-old Yamelin, 11-year-old Cynthia, 7-year-old Abigail, and 3-year-old Idalie. Investigators say Juan David Villegas Hernandez shot and killed his family sometime Saturday before fleeing to Mexico. Police say they're investigating a motive. Relatives who stopped at the family's house called authorities after one of them saw the body of a victim through a partially open window. Out-of-county EMS services, you can expect to see a deadline extension. This comes after Pecos City Council members approved the change. Now, the city contracts out EMS services to Ward and to Loving County. Right now, both counties pay the city of Pecos $6,000 a year. The city wants to up that fee to $25,000, and they needed confirmation from both counties by July, or else the service would be terminated. At their most recent meeting, council members voted to extend that deadline to September to give both Loving and Ward counties time to negotiate their fees. West Texas school districts are still dealing with the effects that were seen in this year's STAR exams. Monahans Wickett Pyote ISD is reporting nearly 70 students were impacted by the test computer glitch. Most of those students were freshmen. You'll remember thousands of the students' test scores were wiped out during testing, and as we mentioned, neither the glitch or tests will have an impact on students this year. Homeowners, you can expect to see more options when it comes to buying a home after reviewing the May 2016 housing report for both Midland and Odessa. We want to show you why this month's report shows more options for buyers. Single-family home sales are down 23%. The median price is down 8% to $223,000. Homes spent 11 more days on the market this year than last year at 51 days on the market. And active listings are up 20% to 526 since May of last year. Now, the housing market continues to hold strong in Odessa as well. Good news for buyers. Prices are down 10% compared to this time a year ago. The average price of a home is $165,000. Homes right now are spending about 68 days on the market, 13 days more than May of 2015. Are you ready to celebrate the 4th of July? Well, the 19th annual Pops in the Park in Big Spring is in need of candid military photos for their tribute video in July. Pops in the Park is proud to be a community event, but requires support from the community to thrive. Anyone interested in making donations can call the Big Spring Chamber of Commerce. Pops in the Park is also asking for help in making a military tribute video to honor those who have served. And as we mentioned, they're requesting copies of your candid military photos. You can find more information by going to our website, CBS7.com.
This CBS 7 weather segment is brought to you by the CBS 7 Weather Authority.
Time is 6:40 on this Tuesday. We're going to send it over to Craig Stewart and talk a little weather. What's going on, Craig?
Morning, Krista. Good morning, everyone. We're talking a little bit of rain early this morning. Then we're going to start talking about the heat. But any kind of shower activity, you see it down around, well, just east of Presidio, down around the Big Bend area is what we are looking at. So here it is. You're still getting some lightning strikes around the area right now, and it's kind of along. There's Texas Highway 118. So a little bit west of that. maybe right along the highway you're getting some of those showers and thunderstorms. And again, everything kind of moving toward the east or nearly stationary. So it's not moving too fast at all, but you got a good lightning show out there, maybe getting a little bit of rain in an area where everybody needs the rain. And for us, we're just got pretty much clear skies around there. You might see a little bit of a cloud or two. Here it is for you, the severe weather threat. Slight chance of an isolated shower. You could see a strong thunderstorm out there. The main thing would be gusty winds and some brief heavy rainfall. A little bit of lightning like we're already seeing down around the Big Bend area. The best chance of rain, that is going to be down around the Big Bend area into the lower Trans-Pecos. Here's your hourly chance of rain. We get to 4 o'clock. It bumps up to about a 20 between 4 and 5. And then here into the Permian Basin, you get towards 6 and everything doesn't look too good right now across the area. What we saw yesterday, right along the dry line, those showers, thunderstorms developing around the area. And then by the time the sun sets, it's out of here and just seeing a little disturbance rolling through. And that's what we're picking up right now into the Big Bend area. A little bit of shower activity and what we can expect by the noontime hour, mostly sunny skies. It's going to be hot, but chance of rain in the forecast. Again, like we've been saying, it's going to be into the Big Bend area, the better chance, lower Trans-Pecos, maybe the extreme southeastern portion of the Permian Basin for your Tuesday. Now, we get into Wednesday. That's where we have a whole different ball game because we'll start to see that dry line extend from the Big Spring area all the way back down toward Alpine. And by 7:30, still some showers and thunderstorms get into the evening hours. Those will roll out of here. And after that, it's all about the sun. It's all about the heat. Talk about the heat right now. 78 at the Midland International Air and Spaceport. 71 Big Spring, 76 Pecos, 77 Fort Stockton, 74 in Alpine, 66 Marfa, Presidio at 73 degrees. And then here it is for you as we go throughout time in terms of the winds. We're going to be seeing the winds more southwesterly throughout the afternoon here into the Permian Basin. Then as we get into the evening hours, they'll switch more toward the south. So we'll kind of see what happens there. But the forecast for you early into the morning, which is about 7 o'clock, 75 degrees, 94 at lunch. You're outside working in the afternoon. It is going to be hot. 102. We have a weather alert day for today. For tomorrow, still going to be hot tomorrow, 101. Thursday, we drop down to about 100 degrees. And then as we get toward Friday, Saturday, 103, 102. Sunday, the upper 90s. And for Monday, the mid 90s, even though yesterday I kind of called it the mid 60s. I think it was just wishful thinking, the mid 60s, because I just turned the numbers around and I don't know.
I know, it happens.
96, 69, what's the difference?
Well, a lot.
It is.
But like you said, wishful thinking.
Yes, it is. I'm hoping, but that's not going to happen for a while.
No, not for a while. Well, thank you very much, Craig.
Sure.
Happy Flag Day, we mentioned earlier.
Yes.
And so just to let everyone know, we've had a couple of people ask, June 14th, 1777, the adoption of the flag of the United States of America.
Flag Day.
Happy Flag
Yes,
Day, everyone.
Exactly.
Hey, did you know, it's kind of a trick question, did you know, Craig, that the Detroit Lions did not have cheerleaders for the past 4 decades?
I didn't.
Oh, good. Good for you. Good answer. If you would have said, yes, I noticed.
I didn't
No,
notice.
your wife would have been shaking her head at home going, really? You noticed that?
I thought you were a Packer fan, Craig.
Yeah,
Whoa!
exactly. I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Didn't even realize the Lions didn't. Well, they will have their own cheerleaders for the first time in 4 decades. They made the decision yesterday saying they will add cheerleaders to elevate game day entertainment. So there you go. I guess one time they tried having the high school cheerleaders come in and perform, which I'm sure they did a great job. But they said most NFL franchises have their own cheerleaders. Professionals, and now they will get their own professional cheerleaders. So
Behind the times, finally catching up.
I know. I was just kind of surprised. I would have thought every
4
NFL
decades?
team would have one. Yeah, 4 decades. So there you go.
Missed the boat for a while.
For a while.
It's coming back.
There you go. There you go. You learn something new every day, though. I was just kind of surprised reading that. I was like, really?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Coming up next, we have a look at your medical headlines. Stay with us for more on CBS 7 Morning News. Good morning.
Good morning. Now that's new.